All right, so it's time to talk about confidence. There was a member of the Cornhole boot camp that said that every time he plays someone that's better than him, he falls apart. And I responded to him that this is a confidence issue and not even necessarily a confidence in cornhole issue, although that would help, but just an overall confidence issue. And he said that he agreed because the same issue showed up when he used to play golf, or maybe still does. So let's talk about confidence and how we get more confidence because I was asking my husband about this, but he's someone that's been confident most of his life. So he really couldn't relate to how he's confident. But I am not that way. I spent most of my life not being confident. So I was able to think back to what I had to do to get to be a confident person in life in general. And what it came down to for me is that I had all these thoughts flowing around in my head every time something happens. Let's just say I went to go play a game or a sport or do something new or go to a new job, any kind of new skill. And there's a story that would play that would be like, don't mess up. You don't want to look stupid. You're probably not going to be very good at this. And there was this very toxic inner dialogue. And that's what made me not confident. And I imagined that if I were confident, my dialogue would be something along the lines of, you can do this, you got it. You'll learn, even if you make mistakes, you'll be fine, et cetera, et cetera. So what I had to do was to trace back those thoughts and ask myself why I thought them. And what it came down to for me was those thoughts weren't even mine. Like that was very much a dialogue that I recognized as a pattern from other people in my life, but they weren't my thoughts. They weren't how I really think. And if I was actually to question them, I couldn't come up with any good response. Like, you're not going to be good at this. Why? Who's to say I can't be good at this? Like, so if you start actually questioning those thoughts, tracing them back to where they developed from, you'll start to notice that they're not true. And once you notice they're not true, you make room for other kinds of thoughts. And those thoughts will shape your confidence because then you'll go into things and say, I got this. I can do this. I'm usually pretty good at things I put my mind to. Even when I'm not good at things, it's only because I need time and practice. I'll always ultimately get there. And even if I don't, I'll still be okay because I'm still a great person. So it really comes down to that dialogue. So I really want to urge you to build confidence in life and in cornhole, to really think about what's happening in your thoughts before we get to the cornhole boards, like just everyday life. What are those thoughts? And are they helpful? Are they true? Where do they come from? And can we maybe think about having some different kinds of thoughts? So give it a try.